Alright, so today I'm gonna do something a bit different.
Most of the time when these people be talking, I don't even hear them. They talk and they talk, but I do not hear shit when I'm near them. I swear to God that I came up, same stuff, never changed up. Taking shots, get your aim up. Wanna play, get your game up. And I see you hating, so you know I gotta ask. You mad, bro? Yeah. I said, tell me what you mad for. I said, tell me what you mad for.
So in this video today, I'm gonna be reviewing and giving my thoughts on the famous Hunter x Hunter arc, the Chimera Ant arc. And wow, it was a lot darker than the arcs we've had before, but I gotta put York New City around there. So the Chimera Ant arc is no doubt my favorite arc in the series. It had a lot of ups and not that much downs. The only thing that is probably in the downs, which is a popular opinion to other people, is that the arc was way too long. But with me, a watcher that has watched a lot of long running shows, had no problem with the long duration of this arc. The Chimera Ant arc, which consisted of 60 episodes, was filled with non-stop action, drama, emotional scenes, and some epic moments, such as Gon's transformation at the end of this arc. The arc also didn't have Kurapika and Leoria in it, sadly, but it did show a whole new side of Gon, which we hadn't seen in the past arcs, with his happy-go-lucky self fading away to become a monster. So the main plot of the arc kicks off with Gon and Killua finding one of Jing's friends, Kite, and going on to the NGL to kill the Chimera Ant Queen to stop her from giving birth to a king. And to do this, the Chimera Ant soldiers capture humans to feed to the queen, and that's why the hunters need to stop the ants. It then switches up with Peter, a royal guard, confronts Gon, Killua, and Kite, with Gon and Killua escaping while Kite stays behind to fight. Kite gets killed in the process while the boys don't know this, and they go train so they can arrive stronger back to the NGL to save Kite. While all of this is happening, the king of the Chimera Ants, Miriam, gets born to lead the ants. That's basically the first half of the arc. Some might say the first half of this arc was pretty boring, but to me it got lightened up by me wanting to see each of Kite's new abilities, since he's got a unique one called Crazy Slots, where he spins slots to get different weapons, pretty much a randomizer. The first half also showed how Killua and Gon would adapt to NGL against the Chimera Ants, which was pretty exciting too. Another thing I personally loved about this arc is how some Chimera Ants actually had personalities, and we got to see that displayed by a lot of them, such as Ikalgo, Wilfin, and Milorion. Most importantly, I loved how the royal guards Pito, Poof, and Yuppie interacted with the king, and also how they saw Miriam in their own image, such as Poof, my personal favorite royal guard, wanting Miriam to himself and have no ties to any humans. And Poof also had him in his own image of being full-on evil. Poof was truly the real villain of this arc, and he played his role very well. Now back to the amazing plot. The second half of this arc was flat out amazing, with Hunter x Hunter introducing new allies such as Morel, Nove, Shoot, Knuckle, and Palm to help on the mission to shut down the king, with the chairman Netero as the leader. The second half also showed many epic moments, which just boosted up my liking for this arc, as we got to see Killua's new Godspeed mode, Netero vs Miriam, and my personal favorite, Gon's transformation. Miriam's development in this arc was truly amazing, as we saw Beast becoming more human, but in Gon's situation he despairs away and becomes a beast. Pretty much opposites of each other. Ever since Komugi came into Miriam's life, it had changed, as we saw a blind girl would help Miriam see the world better than before. Miriam's goals had changed ever since he had the resolve not to kill Komugi once he had the chance. He went from devouring the weak to protecting them in only one arc. As we saw in his fight with Netero, at first he didn't want to fight the chairman, as he explained his new goals. Miriam continued to say how those a big gap to both of their powers. Netero then proceeded to admit if Meruem could get Netero to admit defeat, he would tell Meruem his birth name. Meruem accepts and the legendary battle starts. This fight eventually leads up to Netero's death and devastatingly introduces the Rose Bomb, which posed a sign of how corrupted humanity could be. On the other side, Meruem learns what his name is. The arc really challenged my thoughts on which side I would be on, the evolving ants or the humans. The Chimera Ant arc just didn't show Meruem's story though. It also had our main protagonist Gon fall into despair of revenge and sadness. If we flash forward to Gon and Pitto's fight, at the start we started to see Gon's thoughts on the news he just heard about how Kite was dead all along. Gon going back and forth through his emotions of anger and sadness was just sad, but his resolve lived up to my expectations, with Gon beating everything out of Pitto till there was nothing left. I would say it was one of the bloodiest scenes in Hunter x Hunter and also one of the best. I simply loved what Gon did to Pitto because I personally didn't like her, but I gotta hand it to her, she managed to take Gon's right arm even after she died. Gon going down this dark path in the Ant arc really felt like an amazing what if, which is played out very well, with Gon rejecting everything, even his best friend, and using his power to the max. The thing that makes this arc better and unique than the other arcs is that how all of the characters got the spotlight. I really loved the Gon vs Pitto, but I also loved the Phantom Troop vs the Chimera Ants. I loved Killua vs Yuppie, but I also loved Morel vs Leo. You know what I mean? This arc is just filled with epic moments for a lot of side characters. It's kind of like how in the York New City arc, Kurapika was in the spotlight, but in this arc it's so many characters, and I really think that's what's amazing about the Ant arc. In the aftermath of this arc was pretty sad and wholesome, as we got to see Meruem and Komugi die together. After everything that happened in this arc, Meruem got to die next to the person that he respected the most. Gon lost his Nen, Kite is somehow alive but in a different body, and the Chimera Ant war was finished. This arc was quite a journey and it really changed my thoughts on how Hunter x Hunter would be. I really love like so many of these arcs, but the Chimera Ant arc is just my favorite. So I might do more videos like this in the future, but thank you so much for watching my thoughts on my favorite arc in Hunter x Hunter. If you did enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be sure to do more videos like this because I quite enjoyed it. It's been the Blue Fang, peace.